Hi. One of the issues when you're older is how to make your face look better by applying makeup that doesn't look like a mask or too heavy. This is one of the challenges that I had when I put together the range for Look Fabulous Forever. Quite a lot of women come up to me at makeovers and say to me, I don't wear a base, I don't wear a foundation, I just wear a tinted moisturizer. And that's fine if it gives you enough coverage. But as you can see from my skin, I've got quite a lot of blemishes because I have acne, rosacea. And these spots that I have here and on my forehead just aren't covered by using a tinted moisturizer. So I had a key requirement in the base that it would cover well, even my skin tone, and kind of unify the look of my skin, even though it's quite blotchy. So I'm going to show you how it works. I'm also going to show you how the primer works. Now, face primer, is fantastic when you're older. It seals the skin in the sense of filling in any fine lines or open pores that you've got, and it forms this wonderful base on which to put your foundation. It's a bit like applying a primer to a wall in preparation for the paint that you're going to put on top, and it really works brilliantly. So start with this. I'm going to use this in a particular way that I prefer, which is to put about that much primer, but I'm going to save time by mixing it with the base. So a squirt of the base, back of the hand, and using a makeup brush, which is our brush 3, I'm going to swirl those two together and I'm going to apply them evenly over my face. This saves time because it's one operation rather than two, and it really does leave the most fantastic effect. So I'm going to start in the centre of my face, and I'm just going to start to buff this into my skin. Now, what you're doing with base when you apply it, and remember this is mixed with a primer, is you're making sure that it actually goes into rather than sitting on top of the skin. So you put your moisturizer on, or serum and moisturizer, which is what I apply first, in order to ensure that your skin has got enough hydration in it. One of the biggest problems when you're older is having your skin be hydrated sufficiently, because it tends to be extremely thirsty. There we go. So a good moisturizer, and as I said, I also use a serum first, moisturizer on top. I let it dry. I do all this before I clean my teeth, so it's got time just to settle on my skin and before I put my makeup on. The last video that I did, which was about eye makeup, I had quite a lot of objections on Facebook about, hang on a minute, how long does this take you? Well, all I'd say is that I get up in the morning and I put my face on, which of course includes face makeup, eye makeup and so on. And then I'm done for the day. It probably takes me 15 to 20 minutes. And some of you are sitting there thinking, oh, I haven't got time to do that. But honestly, I don't touch it again. I don't touch it again before I go to bed. Even if I go out in the evening, my makeup will look as fresh at 6 o'clock in the evening as it does at 6 o'clock in the morning. Not that I get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, but you know what I mean. It just doesn't need anything more doing to it. So that's it. So I hope you can see the effect of that is just to completely even the skin tone. And it's also done a fairly good job of covering up the blemishes that I've got on my face. But it hasn't done quite enough of a job to cover up the blemishes that I've got on my face. So the next thing, having applied the base with the primer, is to do something about those other areas that I'm not very happy about, using a concealer. Now we've got concealers that match the base colours. And the idea of this is that you're just putting something that's got a bit more denseness in terms of pigmentation and cream on top of any areas that you're not very happy with. So looking at my face now, I can see that I've still got a noticeable spot here and here and here and here. I've got sort of a little cluster of my acne rosacea here, and I've got a few up here. They're not too bad at the moment, but they are there. So I'm just using my concealer brush and I'm just going to dab this product onto those areas that I'm not very happy with, okay? And then I can use my finger just to ensure that they're nicely absorbed on the skin. So that's just adding a little bit of extra help and coverage. Okay, a little bit more. You really don't worry too much about putting quite a lot of concealer on it. It's a lovely product, and it really does it's not noticeable at all once it's you've patted it in and it's actually dry. So this area here I'm not very happy about. I know that this is quite a sort of a blotchy red looking area, so I'm just going to pat that in there like that. That's looking pretty good. So for specific, another one here. So any specific areas that, as I say, you don't like very much. Maybe you've got some age spots. So just got one there slightly. Just use the concealer to do that. What about that bit between my eyes? There we go. So that's quite easily done. The other thing that I'm going to do with the concealer, I'm going to push it into the corner of my eyes here. This area, when you're older, becomes very sort of like blue almost. And it gives your eyes and your face a kind of hollow look, a hollowed out look. It's very redolent of that sort of old age look that you get. And it starts, I'm 67, so it kind of starts definitely in your 60s. By the way, I will say this, I have never had any work done to my face. I don't use Botox, and I certainly have never gone under the knife. I literally can't imagine letting anybody near my face with a scalpel or a syringe, and I just don't like the idea. Now, if you do, and you like having your Botox or any other procedures done on your face, then who am I to say that that's not a good thing to do? But it's not for me, and that's just a personal preference, okay? So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use a highlighter. And highlighters are brilliant if you don't know about them. They're brilliant just to give some contouring to your face, to draw attention to areas that you want to draw attention to, which are the bones in your face. So, you know, we talk about people with high cheekbones looking particularly gorgeous. Well, one of the ways to show your cheekbones off is by using the highlighter. So I'm going to put it here, and I've done a little bit on that brow bone here. Okay, so up onto the cheekbones and onto the brow bone, and all you do is you apply it with the integrated brush and you just pat it in, and it sort of disappears, but it's there doing its job. And the job that it's doing is just making your face look dewier and fresher. One of the reasons I started Look Fabulous Forever was because I bought a base that cost me about £35. It was a high-end luxury product, I thought. Got it home, put it on, and you know what? It was made for a younger skin, so it's quite thin. It just didn't work, and I didn't look good, and I just thought, I've wasted this money, I'm going to have to throw this away. So one of the requirements that I have for every single product in the range is that if you're older and you've got the problems that I've got with my aging face, is that it works really well under those circumstances. And I'm really proud of our base because it's brilliant and it does exactly what it needs to do without looking like, as I said, I've pulled a mask over my head. So the next thing I'm going to do, the last thing I'm going to do on my face is to add blush. Now, where am I going to put it? I'm going to look at my eye, come down from my eye and start here. And I'm going to do it quite high up, not apples of cheeks, because the apples of my cheeks have dropped. So I'm going to start here. And I'm just going to pat it onto my cheekbones. Now, our blush is cream to powder formulation. And again, why did I want that? I think that when you're older and you use powder blushes, especially if they're quite orangey, you look very haggard. So the idea of this blush, and I'm going to put quite a lot on, don't be shocked by the amount that I put on, because I'm going to show you how to make it look better in a minute. I'm going to add it so that I've got quite a lot of intensity of colour there, and I'm going to take it right out to the side of my face like that. So I'm putting it here underneath the light. Can you see how that's working? Out to the edge, right out to the edge. So it's cream to powder formulation, so you can use the lovely creamy texture just onto your cheeks like that. And then when you're happy that you've got enough on, you then take the blusher brush, which is brush 4, and you just do that. You just blend it and smooth it. Now you're obviously taking away some of the colour because I put too much on. But I think you need to start off by almost putting slightly too much on, and then take it back to the point when you're actually looking in the mirror and you're thinking, yeah, that's pretty good. Now the next thing I'm going to do, quickly put some lipstick on, because these 2 areas of colour that you put on your face are really important when you're older, and they need to, they're going to light your face up, literally. So the blush really helps. And a pinky tone blush, both of our blushes, Rosy Glow and Peach Cream, have got quite a pinky tone in them rather than an orangey tone. And they really help to make you look prettier when you've got an older face. So I'm now going to apply lip primer. Lip primer's fabulous when you're older. It stops all that feathering and bleeding. And I hope you can see that where I'm putting it is around the outside edges of my lips, not onto the lips so much as on the outside edges, okay? So around those edges, and I'm going to let it dry, and then that takes about 60 seconds or so. Okay. So that's what the lip prime looks like. And the last thing, and I know that you probably won't do this at home. I mean, very few people at home bother to put lipstick on with a lip brush. I am going to put it on with a lip brush just to show you that it actually looks better and more professional. But I usually don't have time, so I will usually be dashing out the door, so I'll grab this, put it on like normal people, and it looks great. The colour lipstick I'm using is our Soft Plum. It's a really pretty, it's a mid-tone colour, but I wear this every day. If I'm going out in the evenings, I'll wear something like Cherry Red, which is quite vibrant. And some people prefer a paler lip, and we've got something called Sweet Pea in this range of colours. Now I'm very cool-toned, so I prefer our cool-toned lipsticks. We've got 4 of them because they suit me best. But we've also got warm-toned lipsticks. So if you suit sort of orangey colours, creams, browns, greens, those kind of colours, you've got warm-toned skin, then we've got 4 lovely lipsticks for those, which are Cafe Creme, Heather, Soft Coral, and our most vibrant one, which is Foxy Lady. So I think that's done. I hope you agree that from the start, the way that I looked, my skin now looks, it looks more even-toned and prettier, and hopefully softer, and I don't look like I'm wearing a ton of makeup. It's actually quite a subtle effect. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and do come and visit us at www.lookfabulousforever.com, where you'll find all these products. Thank you.